My name is Anthony Moya, and I am here to persuade the audience to become a volunteer for the Ocean Conservancy organization, or at least donate to them at their website. Now, imagine you go for a dive in the ocean one day. You look around you and you barely see any marine life. You look at the coral reefs and they're a ghostly white color because they're dead from the plastic pollution. There's also a haunting green color around you due to all the bacteria buildup and all the pathogens that exist in our ocean now. This is a definite possibility for our future generations if we do not step up our effort to conserve the health of our ocean, and start teaching our generations of how critical the ocean's health is to our planet. If we do not take great action for our ocean's health and start educating the population, there will be disastrous effects. Due to the amount of research I have done, especially in the past couple of weeks, I feel I'm credible to talk about this issue. Now, throughout this speech, keep in mind the future generation, even going as far as to your great-great-grandchildren. It is a possible chance our ocean's health will be at a dangerous level and the whole biosphere will experience negative effects because of it. There is an unhealthy ocean right there. This is why I'm bringing attention to the Ocean Conservancy organization and the impact plastic waste and pollution is having on our ocean, as well as the health of our coral reefs and how critical it is to our ocean that we have healthy coral reefs. Now, according to the United Nations, at least 800 species worldwide are affected by marine debris, and at least 80% of that is plastic. We're suspecting this number to increase year by year. It is even estimated up to 13 million metric tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean each year. For a visual, that is about a garbage truck load of plastic waste dumped every minute. That number should alarm us to the danger our ocean is in. If we all try to cut back on plastic use and try to recycle as much as we can decrease that number. In fact, in the first decade of this century, we made more plastic than all the plastic in history up to the year 2000. And every year, billions of pounds of plastic end up in our oceans. If we keep on this path, our future generations will not have beautiful, healthy oceans to enjoy. Now let's talk about the life in the ocean. Thousands of animals in the ocean die due to plastic waste, whether that be ingesting it or getting entangled in it. Fish in the North Pacific Ocean ingest 12,000 to 24,000 tons of plastic each year, which can cause internal injury or death. This plastic ingestion can eventually climb up the food chain and even affect us consumers of the fish. Research has shown that half of sea turtles worldwide have ingested plastic before. In fact, plastic debris on beaches is so pervasive, it is actually affecting sea turtle reproduction. Not only does plastic pollution affect the animals living in the ocean, it also affects seabirds. In fact, hundreds of thousands of seabirds ingest plastic each year. Plastic ingestion leads to a reduction of stomach volume, which can lead to starvation. Studies show that 60% of seabirds have ingested plastic before, and that number is expected to reach 99% by the year 2050. Not 1 square mile of the ocean surface is free of plastic debris. Plastic waste can, in fact, increase the growth of pathogens in the ocean. This is devastating news for the marine life, but also for our coral reefs. Coral reefs are critical in marine ecosystems, from filtering out toxic waste and providing shelter to providing food for many different species. Plastic waste in the ocean makes reef building coral highly vulnerable to several potentially fatal diseases. In a study done on coral reefs, out of the 124,000 reef building corals, 89% of those smothered in plastic waste were facing the threat of disease, compared to only 4% of coral reefs that were free of plastic. Plastic debris acts as a vector for white syndrome, which kills coral reefs. This is because the bacteria that triggers the outbreak of this disease is good at colonizing plastic. See, and as you can see here are coral reefs who are experiencing white syndrome. About 25% of the ocean's fish depend on healthy coral reefs. Fishes and many other organisms find food here, create shelter here. They reproduce and rear their young in the nooks and crannies that are offered by the coral reefs. Now, reef building corals have a symbiotic relationship with photosynthetic algae called zooxanthellae. The coral provides an environment and the compounds these algae need for photosynthesis. In return, the algae produce carbohydrates that the coral uses for food, as well as oxygen. Now, if our reefs start to diminish, the oxygen level of the ocean will decrease. As a result, bacteria and pathogens that live in low oxygen marine environments will start to thrive, further depleting the health of the ocean. In fact, most of the world's oxygen comes from algae in the ocean. So if the algae begin to die, oxygen here on Earth will start to decrease. The ocean plays a huge role in the biosphere. If marine life and coral reefs begin to diminish, this will start a chain reaction that travels up and leads to life here on dry land. Oxygen levels will decrease, temperature will start to rise, and in turn, life on the mainland will begin to diminish. We cannot leave our future generations with a sick ocean. Now, the Ocean Conservancy Organization is working on innovative ways to reduce the amount of trash that ends up in our ocean, as well as working on trying to make our coral reefs healthy and thrive once more. These reasons and plenty other reasons is why listeners should think about becoming a volunteer for this organization or donating to them at their website. Again, if we do not take great action to start helping our oceans health and start educating our future generations, there will be disastrous effects on this planet. Our future generations need to inherit a clean and healthy ocean, at least healthier than it is now. Our future generation will be directly affected by how healthy our ocean is. Though we do not live in the ocean and do not come in contact with it day to day in our daily lives, it is our responsibility to make sure life in the ocean is not dwindling because of us. It is our responsibility to do all that we can to help it and make sure we do not lose it because of plastic. Thank you.